Somewhere far away, I want you back. I want.
Good morning, traders. What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? And happy Friday. Mr. Casey always hitting me with a big old good morning. Never leaving me hanging, never letting me down. So good morning, everybody inside the chat. Casey, Cole, Vanessa, Corey, Chris, Traded Girl, Beth. What's going on, everybody? Good morning and happy Friday. What's going on over on YouTube? Harry, Loop Guy 7. Good morning, happy Friday. K Glow, what is going on? So, ladies and gentlemen, who's fired up? Who's hungry? Who's ready for an awesome day in the market? I know I'm ready. I'm ready to rock and roll. I'm ready to make some good trades. I'm ready to see some great profits. Who's with me? Who wants to end this week on a strong note? I mean, you guys have absolutely been crushing it lately. You guys have been absolutely crushing it in profits lately. I'm pretty sure each and every one of you are up and in the green. And I've been seeing some big green days. $1,000 days. $2,700 days. Shoot, $5,000 days. Woo-hoo-hoo. Man, you guys are crushing me. But it fires me up. I love seeing you guys coming in, making amazing profits. So, team, let's end week 1 of the small account challenge on a strong note. Let's end the first week of August on a strong note, and let's keep this momentum going into next week, next month for the duration of this challenge. So today, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be building your plans for next week. This week was a preparation week for the small account. Getting used to the setups. What types of setups we're looking for. How we're supposed to be patient. How some days there may not be any trades. How sometimes the first small account trade may be until like 10:30. So this was a good preparation week to kind of get your feet wet, to get you into the market, and to kind of see what we're going to be doing over the next 5 months. So today we're going to be building your plans. Everybody has a different account. So we're going to go $500 account, $1,000 account, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we're going to build these plans for you. So come next week, we're all ready to rock and roll, and we know exactly how we need to structure our trades, right? Again, not risking more than that 2 to 3% of your account on a single trade, right? Talking about the 3 A's, analyzing the chart, right? Assessing your size on the trade to not exceed that 2 to 3%, all right? And accepting your risk. We're going to work on that today because Monday, we're all going to be on our own structures, right? Again, I've been kind of structuring my trades in my account around someone that has maybe $500. I've been taking $200 trades, $300 trades, right? But again, everybody has different accounts. So we're going to make sure that you guys are coming in the next week, Monday, with a game plan, and you guys are ready to go off of this preparation week. Sound good? So again, that's going to be a little bit of our trading lesson topic today, is getting you guys set, up and running, ready to go, based on your account size, so you know exactly, again, how many shares, how much dollar amount you can afford to lose. You know what setups we're looking for, how disciplined we're going to be, how patient we have to be to identify at least those 2-to-1 setups, and again, how we can make some great profits, right? BTBT, right, was a great trade yesterday on BTBT out of this early on symmetrical triangle formation. I think almost everybody inside the chat was nailing BTBT. The day before, right, we had a great trade and a great alert on ONE, right? The new high-a-day break. This stock shot up and ended up halting to the upside. The other one was WLMD, if I'm not mistaken. I cannot remember the ticker. But long story short, we've had an amazing week, right? An amazing week. Great profits, great trades, great setups. But now I want to make sure that everybody's coming in the next week doing what they're supposed to do, the CDA account growth that they want to see, right? Again, if you have a $10,000 account, you're going to see different growth than someone with a $1,000 account, but it all needs to follow the same consistency and the same structure, especially with those plans and the whole 2 to 3% max risk, 2-to-1 setups, the types of trades that we're going to be taking, etc. All right, so let's get fired up. Let's get ready. Today's going to be an awesome day. We're going to definitely end the week on a strong note, and we're going to get ready to go up and running for Money Monday, and we're going to start hitting it even harder than we hit it this week, team. All right, so what do we got going on today? All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through my entire watch list, what I've already dissected, what I like, why I like it, and then you guys can hit me with a ticker. Hey, you didn't talk about this ticker, Josh. Why not? Let's go ahead and talk about it, do some analysis. But I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 stocks that I've already looked at today that I like that may have some opportunity coming on up. All right, so number one, we're going to watch KXIN today. All right, we're watching KXIN. Why is KXIN moving? They announced they're entering into a new energy vehicle business. That sector's pretty hot right now. PLUG is moving on up, right? KXIN, they're entering into a new energy vehicle business. So again, that's kind of related to the EV sector. I was looking through the press release and there were some keywords in there about EV, this and that. I know Biden was talking about, the whole EV stuff yesterday, and we saw some action a little bit move into some of those EV stocks, like PLUG, had a little bit of action, but it was right into earnings as well. I think we saw a little bit of a green day on NIO yesterday, right? That one was moving up. So again, we saw some stocks that are kind of related to the EV sector, like BLNK, right? Some of these stocks got some hype, got some movement, basically off, what Biden was talking about yesterday with, the EV vehicles, EV sector, this and that. So we saw some hype. So again, we have KXIN with, a press release in regards to that. KXIN, again, entering into a new energy vehicle business. Again, skimmed through the press release, saw some keywords in there, EV this, EV that. So again, KXIN, right? We have news. It's moving on up. It's a 41 million in float stock. It's trading 8 million shares, right? On average, it trades 500,000. So we have the volume. We have a, medium float stock. Not really, really low, but medium float. And right now, the stock is currently up 30%. What we're looking for on KXIN is for the break over that 225, 226. It has some room up towards around 244 to 250. All right. So again, that's kind of what we're looking at right off the bat over on KXIN is for the break over those highs, for the pop up towards around 244 to 250. We do have support right now back down towards around $2. All right. So again, we're just watching. There's no setup right now, but we know where support's at. We know where we want to see the break, and we know where we have room to run. All right. And if it ever breaks over that 250, we would have some room to around 266 on KXIN. So we're definitely going to be watching KXIN. All right, team. Then we're definitely going to be watching ANY. My goodness. ANY taking the 530 dip this morning. Live stream goes down. I start fixing it, trying to debug it. I look back over to my KXIN trade. Whoa! Down $2,000. I'm like, well, this sucks. I'm like, all right, so am I going to get emotional? Am I going to get emotional and cut it? Or am I going to sit back and just take a second and look at the chart, look at the technicals, and see if I should still hold it, or do I need to go ahead and cut it? So what I took a step back, I looked at the chart, and I said, you know what? We are coming right down to that 476. That's a 50% fib retracement, right? We're also bounced right around that 471, 475 there in pre-market as support. I'm like, you know what? Let me just hold it a little bit longer, right? And let's just see if ANY is going to hold on up. If not, I cut it, I'm out. We saw a little bit of a bounce. I averaged in to bring my cost basis down. Then we noticed the downtrend breaking, right? Didn't break 5, we started pulling back. We started to see that double bottom, again, right around that 475, and I also noticed we have a little bit of an uptrend. I'm like, you know what? There's my new risk, right? I'm risking the crack and the break below the 50% fib, that 470 bounce level, and the uptrend. So I averaged in once again to bring my cost basis all the way down to 508, right? 508. My goal behind that, as I was averaging in, was to get back to break even, right? I'm not going to be greedy. I'm not going to look for a home run. I'm not going to look to make a crack. My goal right now is, because I got sidetracked, is to get back to break even, right? But to still assess and understand where my risk is going to be. So that being said, right when I got back to break even or slightly in the green, I started taking profit, right? But right now, if I would have held just a little bit longer, I would have been up substantially, right? I would have been up, $3,000 on ANY. But here's the thing, guys. What if it would have dumped all the way back down to 470? How pissed off would I have been? Put yourself in those shoes. Your goal is to get back to break even, right? You're slowly building your position, bringing your cost basis down, and your goal coming into that, and by doing so, is to get back to break even on the trade. And let's say you're break even and you don't get out of the trade, and it dumps on you. How pissed off would you be? You'd be probably really ticked off, wouldn't you not? But again, I'm not even upset that ANY right now is squeezing on up. I'm not upset that I could have made $3 grand, because you know what? My game plan and my plan was to go ahead and break even on the trade, and I did just that. I stayed disciplined. I did what I said I was going to do, and you know what? It worked out great. I was still able to make $487 on the trade after being down about 2K from getting sidetracked. So again, I want you guys to take that as like a, take that as a, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know. All right, but again, next time you're in a similar position, we all get there sometimes. If you're ever in a position where it's like, you know what, I'm going to get break even, I'm going to go ahead and get out of this trade. Don't get greedy when you get break even and you see a little bit of green. Because I promise you, 80% of the time, the stock's going to go against you, and you're going to wish you would have just cut your loss at break even when you had the chance. You scared the shit out of me. What is wrong with you? Oh my goodness. This is like the second time you scared the crap out of me. Give me a kiss. I love you. You want to say hi TikTok real quick? Say hi team.
Hi, team.
Say hi YouTube.
Hi,
Say hi TikTok.
hi,
Say make some money today.
Make some money.
Say it louder.
Make some money.
Say it louder.
Make some money day.
Louder.
Make some money day.
All right, good job. Love you. Have fun at daycare, okay? All right. Yeah, make some money today, team. Make some money. So yeah, exactly, and that's what I wanted to walk you guys through, right? Was my thinking process behind the trade, why I got in, why I held it, how I was still managing my risk, looking at the chart, not getting emotional. I could have been emotional, cut my loss at 2K, and then came back and said, oh man, if I would have just let it breathe a little bit longer, I still have some good opportunity for a possible leg up for the bounce. And you know what? I did just that. I was able to lock in some profits. But again, I can't tell you how many times my plan's been get back to break even. I'm break even. I'm in the green. I start getting greedy, and then it goes against me, and I lose money, and I'm like, fuck, why didn't I just go break even on the trade? But every now and then, the stock will continue to rip and run, right? But again, I'm not mad that, I'm still not, I'm not in the trade, right? I'm happy that I did what I say I was going to do, and I went ahead and broke even on the trade, because that was my plan moving into it, all right? So again, ANY, that was a little bit about my trade, kind of the entries, what I was doing this morning, from being down $2,000 to being able to lock in $487 on ANY. All right. So right now, ANY is going to be our number one watch. All right. So why were you looking at P&L? I'll get back to the questions here in a second. I want to make sure that we're getting you guys up to speed on everything like that. All right. So I don't want to get sidetracked again. So ANY, we do have room all the way back up towards around $6. But right now we can see that we have a little bit of that resistance right around 536 that we're currently being held down by. So right now, we need to get back over that 536 level. We do have room back up to those highs right around $6. Now, if ANY keeps on ripping and running and this stock just goes on a big tear today, how high could we go? We could see this as high as 870, right? Right around 870 to 875 there on ANY, right? So right now, we have this uptrend support. We have prior bounce right there around 475. I would say at the lowest 475 as support here on ANY. We start cracking below 475, we'll probably see it all the way back down towards around $4. Ideally, excuse me guys, now that we're above $5, I would like to see $5 hold up as support here on ANY. So right now, sitting back, observing, the stock just went from 5 to around 540. It's still struggling to get above that 536. We may be seeing a pullback coming on up down towards around $5. All right. And again, we'll sit back and wait for a great opportunity, see if we can attack and make some money. Again, we have room to 613, and then we have room to $7, and then room all the way up towards around that 870 mark on ANY. And what's the news? Why is it moving? Right? They're acquiring exclusive rights for assignments of cryptocurrency mining assets. Right? So again, we have some news. It's a low float play, and it has really, really good volume here on ANY. All right, and moving on to some plays that not necessarily have news, but definitely stocks that we should be looking at. All right, so I'm going to start with BTBT. All right, BTBT has been on everybody's watch list since last week. Since we alerted it on the 27th for the mid candle, it actually ripped, started running. We were alerting it for the break over that 940, that big 30-minute cup and handle formation. You guys remember? Boom, up to the 200 SMA. So again, this has been something that's been on our watch list for the past couple of weeks now, right? BTBT, and it has yet to slow down, to lose any kind of momentum, all right? So with that being said, I still want to watch BTBT to see if it still has some juice left in it, to still see if there's buyers and there's some strength to continue to push this play to the upside. Breaking over $6.40, BTBT has a big window all the way up towards around $18.80. I don't know why that got adjusted. That should be $18.80. So again, BTBT over 1640. We could definitely see this play all the way up towards around $18.80. Right now, support on this play is $15, right? We want to see this hold above 15 bucks if this can get that leg up. We're in a big channel, right? We're in this big channel since yesterday, since post-market, now here in pre-market. Again, lower part of this channel is $15. $15 psychological support. The top end of the channel, $16.40. Again, breaking over yesterday's highs, we have that big window of opportunity to get some nice profits, maybe a couple bucks out of this play. If we start cracking back below 15, our next level of support here on BTBT is all the way back down at $14.38. All right, so those are your levels. Really want to see this hold above 15. If so, we start creeping on up to 1640. We set up. I think we have some great opportunity today over on BTBT. And why are we looking at it? It's all momentum, baby, right? We had some news a couple weeks ago. We've had really nice setup since. Mid-candle, cup and handle on the 30-minute chart, breaking above the 200 SMA. I mean, this stock has so much attention, so much action, so much momentum, and right now it's showing no signs of slowing down. So we may have one last day left in BTBT before we start to see it pull back down into that $11.40 to $12 mark. All right, so BTBT is on high watch today over $16.40. AMC, I was watching AMC over yesterday's highs, right around $34. All right, so again, I do want to watch AMC today. AMC could pop up towards around 38 bucks, but we need a trade over yesterday's highs. So again, over that $34, like $34.08, AMC would have some room up towards around 38 today. So keep AMC on your back burner. Keep it on watch, right? They do have earnings coming up next week on the 9th, right? So again, I just want to keep this on watch. Above $34, right? And we have a good setup for them. We could see this up towards around 38 bucks today. So definitely just watch AMC. We had some nice action yesterday. It is slightly gapping up this morning here in pre-market, just a little bit, about 40 cents. But still want to keep it on watch to see if it has some strength to get that break over yesterday's highs to start moving on up towards around $38. NVIDIA was our alert from, I think it was on the 3rd, when this stock actually opened above our key level and held it beautifully. It was way down here. Yep, that was on Wednesday, right? The stock gapped up a little bit, pulled back, held our 198.56 level to the penny. We had a 205.67 target, which we hit yesterday. We did not hit 208.84, but we at least hit first target there on NVIDIA. The reason I wanted to keep this one on watch is because we were still trading above that 205, right? We're still trading above that 205.67. So if we can get back above that 205.67 today on NVIDIA, I'll definitely be keeping this one on watch on the back burner. And if it sets up, we could see NVIDIA back up towards around 208.75 today. All right, I don't know why that says 208.84. Something's going on with my TV. It's 208. Let's just call it 70, right? So again, watching NVIDIA, back burner play. If this one regains 205.67, right, we could definitely see a nice $2.50 move today to retest those prior highs, right around 208.75. So again, keep NVIDIA on watch around those levels, and if we get a setup and it's looking good, we'll definitely alert something. We'll definitely look at the options, see which ones look the best, go ahead and build those plans, and see if we can rock and roll and make a couple bucks here on NVIDIA, all right? We're definitely watching BYND as well. So BYND has been on my watch list for a few weeks now, right? We have a big looking wedge, right? Again, this is as far back as we're going here on BYND, but we can see that we have a nice little uptrend. We established 0.2 back in April, right? And we're slowly coming back down to that level. We actually hit it to the penny. Isn't that a coincidence, guys? That our low point yesterday after earnings was right off the trend line. It came down to the penny off that trend line. So we can see that there are traders respecting these technicals, right? So we have this uptrend, we have this downtrend. What could we simply see here over on BYND, right? We can continue to see this consolidate and continue to honor these levels of support and resistance, right? And continue to wedge, continue to get tighter and tighter and tighter over time. So looking at BYND, as long as this plays holding above this trend line, right, and not cracking below, we have room back up to the top end of this trend line, right? Which again, if we kind of just think, okay, it comes down, it bounces, maybe consolidate, yada, 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 maybe by like the end of the year, right? Maybe by like the end of the year here on BYND, we could possibly see it back up towards around $200. That would be right into that downtrend resistance on the daily chart. All right, so with that being said, you know, we do not want to see it making a lower low. So the lower low here on the daily chart was $100. If BYND ever drops below $100, it's safe to say that we'll probably see it come all the way back down towards around maybe like $50, guys, right? And we're not thinking short term. We're thinking more mid to long term here on BYND. So I definitely want to keep BYND on watch today, coming into the next week, as we are right there at that trend line. And we bounced off of it beautifully last night in post market off of earnings. So again, I'm starting to see these technicals being honored every single day. The more we look at BYND, the more that it's really giving me some confidence that, hey, BYND can definitely hold on up and get that next leg inside this technical pattern on the daily chart, possibly back up towards around $200 here on BYND. So I definitely want to keep BYND on high watch today into next week to see if we have any opportunity to take this for a mid to long-term swing trade, maybe into the end of the year, again, back up towards around $200 here on BYND. All right, so I wanted to bring that to your attention. If you guys weren't looking at BYND, now it's at least worth maybe adding to your watch list, keeping it on watch, and if it ever sets up for you, we do have some good opportunity here on BYND. All right, AMD, we've all been waiting for this day, right? AMD, extremely overextended. We all know that. Stock ran from, what, $90 to $122 without any kind of pullback. We're not touching it. We're not chasing it. We're waiting for the stock to start pulling on back, and we're finally seeing a pullback. We're down towards around 111, right? We're gapping down not that much, right? We're only gapping down about $1 here in pre-market, but yesterday was our first big red day. So I'm not saying buy puts right now, right? Because we could see it bounce back up, maybe double top, correct? I'm not saying jump right in right now today. I'm saying keep it on high watch. If we continue to see this set up and we are still looking bearish and we can gauge a sweet freaking entry for the next leg down, back down to reality, right? We have room back down towards around $100 to retest $100 natural support resistance here on AMD. But we need a little bit more criteria to set up for us. We need some more confirmation to start buying puts on AMD. So today we're watching this very, very closely, okay? We start breaking on out, we start moving back up. Let's see if we start respecting some of these previous support levels as new resistance. And if we ever get a nice, good bear setup, right? Maybe a higher time frame, looking at a 15-minute, 30-minute, whatever the case is when that time comes. Let's sit back, be patient, wait for the best of the best entry. We could definitely start to be seeing that next leg down here on AMD, back down towards around $100. All right, so AMD is definitely on high watch. This is something we've been watching for the last week, just waiting for the setup to possibly grab some puts for that leg on down. All right, so AMD, definitely going to be keeping that one on watch. Uber is another stock that I want to keep on watch today as well for some possible calls, okay? Uber yesterday with a really nice day. This stock yesterday pulled all the way back to our 38.2 fib, and we're slightly gapping up here in pre-market. So Uber has $43 support. All right, $43 support on Uber. Looking for the break over yesterday's highs, we have quite a bit of room, all the way up towards around $45.73. So definitely watching Uber above 43, possibly breaking over 44.68. We could see a nice big dollar spike up towards around that 45.73 there on Uber. All right, so we have a couple penny stocks, right? We have some pennies. We got MVST we're going to be watching. We're definitely watching KXIN. We're definitely watching ANY. Again, ANY breaking over $5.36. We should see a nice big move to the upside here on ANY. All right. SAVA was the last one I want to keep on watch. All right. SAVA just bounced from $80 all the way to 103. All right. So it's bounced $23 in 2 days. Where did it bounce to? Right into the gap. It's filling the gap. The gap is resistance 103.35. If SAVA cannot break and hold above that 103.35, watch for the next leg down on SAVA. SAVA does have room down towards around $98.62. Anything below $98.62, SAVA, we could definitely see 95 bucks, okay? And $95 was the spiking high after the gap down. So again, we have this nasty red candle close. That's holding the stock down as resistance. We gapped down. We spiked to 95. That's going to be a good level of support, all right? So again, if we cannot break strong, healthy volume, all that criteria over that 103.35, I do not think we're going to see SAVA today up to 113. But if we strongly break over that level, SAVA would have room to 113. So again, we're waiting to see what SAVA does out of the gate. If it breaks and holds, we have $10 room to the upside. If it does not break and hold and we're looking weak, we're looking bearish, we could definitely see this back down towards around 98 bucks and then back down towards around 95 on SAVA, okay? We know what's going on with BTBT. Looking for the break over 1640 for that run up towards around 1880. Right now, support is $15. Again, if you guys are tuning in, Uber over 44.68. Room for a dollar move to the upside around 45.73. AMD, we're just sitting back being patient, waiting for some more confirmation to possibly start getting an entry for some puts back down towards around 100 bucks. BYND, mid to long-term swing trade and a little bit of an investment here on BYND. Again, we have a really nice daily technical setup. One big wedge formation. Looking at this chart, if we get that proper setup and we are respecting that uptrend before the end of the year, I think BYND could see $200, all right? Now, again, that could potentially be what kind of percentage gain, right, on BYND, right? 60%, 50% by the end of the year on BYND. The technicals look really, really nice, all right? So definitely be watching BYND as well. NVIDIA, you know, if that one gets back above that 205.67, our target today on NVIDIA would be 208.70. And then we're watching AMC above 34, as AMC could definitely see upwards of 38 bucks today on AMC. All right, so that's my watch list. What are you guys watching? What are you guys looking at? What a comeback. Yeah, it was definitely a good comeback. Good morning, Chris. Everybody. HOOD. Yeah, let's watch HOOD. So HOOD's getting some action. We were actually talking about this morning on Tickety Talk. So HOOD, right? We have a lot of prior support, right? Right around that 58.20. Look what we just did here in pre-market. Right up to 58.20. Now we're starting to see the pullback. So right now what I see on HOOD is I see support at 54.40, right? Underneath that pre-market high from Wednesday and right at that pre-market high from today here on the hood. So right now, HOOD, 54.40 support. We're obviously going to see a pullback off that big level of resistance right around 58.20. We pull back, we hold, we get a nice setup for the leg up to possibly break 58.20. How high could we go? Right? $60 is a whole number, so 60 bucks would be your first level, and then possibly up towards around yesterday's highs of around $65 on HOOD. All right, so we definitely want to watch HOOD as well today. Again, support right now on HOOD is back down towards around 54.43. Looking for the break over that 58.20 resistance. We could see 60, and then we could see $64.40 on HOOD. So we're definitely going to be watching that one today as well. Yep, HOOD making some moves again. So we're going to be watching it as more of like a back burner play, right? Maybe a back burner play. HOOD was a big chop fest on Wednesday. It was all over the place. So right now, we're just kind of keeping on watch and see if we get a nice setup on HOOD. But right now, we're just looking at the technicals. We're just looking at our levels to see if they're going to be respected. And if they are respected and we start to see a really nice technical setup, then we can talk about it, get you guys educated on why we would be taking the trade, and then possibly take the trade as well. FSLY. We got about 3 minutes. FSLY. So a big, strong bounce yesterday there on FSLY, right off that prior daily high, right? We look back left, back in 2019 in September, you had a lot of resistance, and then we actually broke on out of that level there in, what was that, 2020 in May. So yesterday, right, saw a big gap down off earnings, but right down into that 33.88 level there on FSLY. And we saw a really solid bounce, and it looked really good. So right now, you know, if we're really looking at FSLY and where it has room to go, you know, possibly back into the 4th. What was the 4th? Was that Wednesday? Yeah, Wednesday's low point, right? Wednesday's lows. That would be your first target here. So you could see FSLY today back up towards around that $44 level to fill that gap here, right? There's a little bit of this gap. We could see another leg up here over on FSLY, but really breaking over yesterday's highs of 42, that's when we could see 44, all right? So you at least could see a $2 move to the upside on FSLY. Right now, we try and gauge support. First things first, let's run a fib on the play from the low to the high and see if it lines up with any other level. And it does. Right there, that 61.8 fib was right around one of our highs from yesterday, right? Right there around $37. We have our 61.8 fib retracement, and we have that prior high. All right, so just something to be mindful of, right? Something to be mindful of. That support right now, technically the best support is back down towards around that $37 mark. So right now, let's watch FSLY. Let's see where it settles on out. Let's see where it establishes support. And if we start to see some confirmation and we get a nice setup, we could see it back up to retest yesterday's highs of 42. And if it ever breaks over 42, it does have room to $44 next here on FSLY. All right, so we got about a minute to go, ladies and gentlemen. Again, if you're just now tuning in, what are we watching today? Penny stocks, KXIN, ANY, BT, all right? BT. Larger price plays, not necessarily penny stocks, but plays that we can look at like options on, right? AMC, right? We're watching NVIDIA, we're watching BYND, AMD, Uber, watching Uber, right? We're watching SAVA, watching the hood. I got robbed the other day in the hood, but we're watching it again to see if I can steal my money back. And MVST as well. I know we haven't really talked about MVST. MVST this morning, stock surges a 20%. Wall Street bet interest, the stock surge 20%. Robinhood, AMD, AMC, Microvision, and other top trends. So Microvast sees high Wall Street bet interest. So that's really what's going on here. We got a lot of Wall Street bet interest here over on MVST. You know, and the sky's the limit on this play, right? Breaking over these highs to 13. You know, your next main target would be 15 bucks here on MVST. And right now, support puts you back down towards around 11 bucks. So we're watching all these plays. Right now, we're live. And the market is open, and let's see where the best of the best opportunity is, and let's attack, and let's end this week on a strong note, team. So is the sound coming in good for everybody? Because my sound is maxed out. So I'm not sure what it would be. John was talking about working on the sound volume, but my sound is completely maxed out right now. I'm in the red. So let me know if the sound is good on your guys' end. So right now, HOOD starting to get that little bit of a pop. Sounds good on your end? Okay. So HOOD above that 58.20. Just watching it right now. We're only the first minute into the market. All right, so BTBT is the play that's getting some action. I want all eyes on BTBT. This one has so much room to 1880. Again, we're waiting for a good, proper setup before we get involved. I love it. Rule number 1, nothing until 9:45 for Corey. Just sitting back and watching. Love it. So again, we're just kind of scanning through to see if anything's coming into any of our levels. AMD's bouncing off the 110. Again, we're definitely watching AMD today. Watching BYND, NVIDIA, AMC. So right now, BTBT is the one getting some action. And BTBT's over yesterday's highs of 1640. If BTBT holds above 1640, guys, we have some great action here on BTBT. So let's go ahead and possibly get an order ready here on BTBT. Again, we're over those highs, and we're just gonna get an order ready just in case, right? Just in case. So I do not want 5,000 shares. I do not know what I was thinking. So again, maybe a small account starter on BTBT. Again, BTBT's been an absolute beast. So right now, we're just watching BTBT over that 1640. I'm going to give it a couple minutes to see if it can actually hold on up. I don't want to jump the gun too early and see it come washing right back down. But it has a lot of strength. It has a lot of attention towards it. And again, we have a big window to the upside here on BTBT. So again, just being patient, sit back, don't jump the gun. You're only 30 minutes into the market, right? It's a good entry. I mean, it's a good little level. But again, we don't want to get caught up in a big dump back down to $16, right? We could avoid getting in just by being a little bit patient, being a little patient. So right now, that's what patience is all about, right? Be patient, wait. A little bit of a red to green move on KXIN above $2. KXIN has room towards around 225. Price to get in on what? BTBT right now? We're just sitting back and waiting, Ryan. Right now, we're just sitting back and waiting for a setup. We're just observing right now. We're only about 4 minutes into the market. Not pulling the trigger on anything yet. Again, just looking to see where the best of the best opportunity is. So here's one thing I want you to watch on AMD. All right, if you guys are watching AMD, you have a little bit of this downtrend, right? From Wednesday's highs into Thursday's pre-market. Let's see if this downtrend's respected, right? If that downtrend's respected and you see that there's selling pressure and you see it topping out off this downtrend, look for the next leg down towards around 110 as your first target. Cracking below 110, 107.43 there on AMD. So keep AMD on watch around this downtrend, and if it gets rejected, you may be able to grab some puts for about $2 to $3. First target. Second target would be down towards around 107.43. So right now, again, we're just watching. That's all we're doing. Just sitting back, watching, being patient, not jumping the gun on anything. We're only 5 minutes into the market, guys. It's only 5 minutes in. Sometimes the best of the best trades are after 10 o'clock when things settle down and traders kind of take a step back and then land on one play. So right now, just a game of patience, team. Game of patience. I should have not drinking that pre-workout. Holy crap. I was really tired right before 9. I'm like, you know what? I need a quick boost. Quick little kick in the butt. I drank pre-workout, and holy crap, I am wired. I am ready to go run a freaking mile. My face is tingling. My arms are tingling. Lit. Raw beyond lit. Dude, my arms are red. My face is tingling. I'm ready to go lift 500 pounds in the gym. And I'm never drinking pre-workout before I've worked out. But I'm like so damn tired this morning, and I drank a Celsius. I'm like, you know what? Let's do a little sippity sip. Little sip of some pre-workout. Son of a bitch. I'm sweating. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go, baby. All right, I'm going to go run a mile. I'll be back. Let's just go do some laps around the house real quick. So right now, yeah, Cole, oh my God. Yeah, I want 20 push-ups. I'll give you 50 push-ups right now. Don't tempt me with a good time. Don't tempt me with a good time. I'll do 20 right now. I'll put my feet up on the wall and I'll do handstand push-ups. How about that? You guys want to see some handstand push-ups? Want me to fall on my face and break my nose? Don't tempt me with a good time, guys. I'm going to literally go do some handstand push-ups. My hands are sweaty, knees weak, arms are heavy. Got way too much energy, man. Yeah, possible red to green on NVST. Possible red to green move on NVST. A little late for the entry, so little late. Your first 1 minute candle to make a new high after that nice little doji was down at like 1140. So I mean, it's way too late for me to jump into NVST. ANY is just slow and steady right now. Slow and steady. Carvana. What are my thoughts on Carvana? Gap up off earnings. I personally don't trade stocks after earnings. But if you were looking at Carvana, basically breaking over post-market highs, I mean, you could see this really take on off. But really looking at the chart, it has room back down towards around 344 on Carvana. I'm not a fan of trading stocks after earnings. They're a little too all over the place. Sometimes they're very unpredictable. But again, if it's breaking over 376, I mean, the sky's the limit, and it could absolutely rip and run the $400 today on Carvana. Yep, like we said, FSLY has room back up towards yesterday's highs of 42.27, but if that breaks over 42.27, you could see this going a nice little $2 move to the upside, breaking over yesterday's highs. Oh, you guys need scanners. My bad. You guys got to remind me. There you go. ECOR. Yeah, let's look at ECOR real quick. So ECOR company reported better than expected Q2. So right now, ECOR could fill the gap at 150 today, right? You have room to 150 to fill the gap. And then you have that 50 SMA resistance as well. So not even just the 50 SMA, but prior support and prior resistance at 134 on ECOR. So with that being said, right now, you're above pre-market highs. You want to see this stock hold above 120. From 120 to 134 is your first target. Anything over that 134, you have room to 150 on ECOR. ECOR doesn't look bad at all as long as it's staying above those pre-market highs of 120. Again, you have room to 135. And then you have room to 150. KXIN over the highs of 225. That has room to 244. Anything over 244 and 250, room to 260. 6. I am still not in on anything. I'm just kind of scanning through little by little, looking to see if some of these plays that are on our watch list really just stand out to me. Right now, does SAVA stand out to me? No. How about BTBT? Right now, it's trying the bottom here a little bit. Trying the bottom. We may have something coming on up soon on BTBT, but right now, no. Support still is 15 bucks. Anything on Uber that really stands out to me right now? Nope. AMD. This one's above the trend line, so that trend line is coming off. AMD has room to 115 next. And again, just because it was gapping down doesn't mean we're taking puts, right? We need to wait for some good confirmation. Some good confirmation. Right now, we're just waiting. And HOOD, guys, over 60 bucks. We could see a nice big rip and run up towards around 64 on HOOD. This one may be setting up soon for us. So we're going to be watching HOOD over the next few minutes. Good stuff, Casey. KXIN. So pumped. That's what I'm talking about, dude. That's what I'm talking about. Good work. Good job. Rocking and rolling on KXIN. I better see those profits in profits chat, my man. What's the halt level on KXIN? Halt level right now on KXIN to the upside is 274. So you got a lot of time. 274 is the halt level at this point in time.